let's play good news, bad news. Good news first, Connecticut's seeing fewer people move out of the state. The bad news? People aren't moving in as quickly as one might hope. Tomorrow, the Yankee Institute has a new study coming out. It's called Connecticut's Growing Problem Population Trends in the Constitution State. And joining me to talk about all the new research and what this means for our state is Yankee Institute's Director of Policy and Research, Ken Jordan. Ken, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, so Ken, we talk a lot about how so many people are leaving Connecticut. You looked at federal tax and census data. You found something surprising. Tell us what you found out.
Well, the census was a real wake-up call for a lot of people. Connecticut almost shrank in the last decade. Of the 47 states that grew, we had the lowest level of growth. And we wanted to drill into it and understand what was behind that. The conventional wisdom has for a very long time been that we have lots of people leaving the state. It turns out the conventional wisdom was wrong. If you look at the rate that people are moving out of Connecticut compared to other states, we're 21st in the country. That means 20 states had people leaving faster than Connecticut did. All 20 of those states grew faster than us. The big difference is that those states had people moving in to replace the people who left, and we didn't.
So you're saying the problem isn't how many people were leaving, it's just that people haven't been moving here fast enough?
That's right. If you look at demographics, if you look at neighboring states, we are middle of the pack in terms of the rate at which people are leaving Connecticut. The place where we really fall down is the gap between how quickly people are leaving and how quickly people are moving in. For every 5 people who move out of Connecticut, we only get about 4. That's according to IRS data that traces people across state lines.
So, you know, we've seen a lot of people moving here from New York City since the pandemic. Even on the stump, the governor touts that measure as a measure of Connecticut's, quote, livability. Is that a new trend?
It's interesting. There were a lot of people who moved out of New York City and to come to Connecticut when COVID got bad. But the reality is that was a pre-existing trend. If you look back at the decade before COVID, New York was the only place where more people were moving to Connecticut from than were moving from Connecticut to. It was the only state. New Jersey, we were about dead even. Everywhere else in the country, it was a net negative outflow. So this is an existing trend. You may have seen some people change, pick Connecticut. You saw other people decide to move up planned moves into Connecticut. People who were, looking for a yard anyways, and they might have moved up their plans by a few years. But the problem is we can't count on New York City turning into a petri dish in order for Connecticut to gain residents from other states.
All right, Ken. So let's wrap this up. So what's your takeaway message from your research to the governor and to the legislature? How do we solve this problem?
I'd say they've been looking at it the wrong way for years. We need to stop focusing on retaining people with gimmicks and giveaways, and we need to start asking the question why people aren't moving here in the first place. Answer that, and it'll turn everything around.
Yankee Institute's Director of Research, Ken Jordan. Ken, I have Johnny McKinney, former minority leader on the set and former Speaker of the House, and they are not playing with their phones during this block when they are listening to you and your sage advice for our state. Ken, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So are Connecticut moms the secret sauce for winning the gubernatorial election? And how come we haven't seen any lieutenant governor candidates from the GOP yet? Some answers to both of those questions when we get back. Don't go away.